matter where you are. Let's remember, let's praise Abba Yahweh. No matter where you are, it's the time now, let's praise. Come on. Yahweh to rescue you. Call him by his name. No matter where you are tonight. Yes, Yahweh can take care of all your pain, all your addiction. Come on now, it's not Israel. No matter where you are, the Sabbath is not over yet. Sundown to sundown, remember. How many of you who want Abba Yahweh to rescue them? Where you are tonight, in the foot corner of the earth, it's the time now to acknowledge Abba Yahweh as your creator, to acknowledge Abba Yahweh as He gave you sixes.
Heal my heart, heal my mind. Thank you, Yahweh. I love you.
How many of you love Yahweh? With all your mind, with all your soul, all that name. How many? That is the name. Satan has been hiding from you for almost 2,000 years of religion deception. How many pastors, rabbis, ministers, elders, spiritual attitude? You know the truth, but I refuse to tell the mass. Call upon Abba Yahweh. That's the only way. Come on, you children of Israel, no matter where you are, this is the time now. Come on. His name is This is the name above all the name, no matter where you are on the folk under the children of Israel, no matter where you are, it's the time now to call Abba Yahweh by his name. It's the time now. Wake up. Come on. no matter where you are. The Sabbath is not over yet until sundown to sundown, no matter where you are. Come on now, Israel. His name is what? Really? About the other names. His name is what? Yahweh. No other name. No other name. Hello. No other name. By which we can be saved. Oh yeah, really. Come on. Tell them. His name is really. His name is what? Really? Tell them the truth. And the truth should set them free or make them free. Come on, children of Israel, no matter where you are. His name is what? Really? Tell me about it. No other name? Come on, Israel, the chosen one, not those who are calling, but who are calling. Come on, let's go. Let's praise Abba Yahweh. Let's enter into Abba Yahweh gate with thanksgiving. Enter into Abba Yahweh court with praise. Let's rejoice and to close this Sabbath day of Abba Yahweh, no matter where you are. Come on now. Rejoice, O children of Israel. His name is what? His name? Really? I think they say he has many names. Which name to call upon for him to answer? Yahweh, Yahuweh, Yahshua salvation. No other name. No other name. Really? No other name, you sure? Really? Are you sure? Do you think those pastors know about this, about those elders, those rabbis? Do you think they know that? They acknowledge that there's only one name? Oh yes. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh no matter where you are. It's the time now for the children of Israel to wake up no matter where you are. I am Messenger Daniel. It is in the name of Yahweh. Welcome back, Yahushua Ministries. Say Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Welcome. Let's close this Sabbath day of Abba Yahweh. Yahweh is for us, for only those, it's not for everybody. For all those who believe in His name, those who call Him. Come on, children of Israel, no matter where you are, let's get up and let's go to Abba Yahweh. Get up. Come on. What you doing in the morning?
When I wake up in the morning,
Really?
all I want to do, see your face, Yahweh. When I wake up in the morning, all I want to do,
Really?
call your name.
Really?
Not to call you cause we got a problem. Not to call you cause we got a question.
Yes.
I just wanna call your name.
Really?
Like a child calling daddy.
Come on now, Israel. No matter where you are, come on. Rejoice. Enter into Abba Yahweh. Get with praise and thanksgiving. Come on. Don't be ashamed to praise Abba Yahweh.
I love to call your name. Yahweh, you're my key.
About you.
Yahweh, you love me. Yahweh, my maker. I love to sing your praise. Oh,
Oh yeah. Hallelujah. That is the name above all the name. That's the name even Satan. His name is tremble. Come on, Israel. Not those who are calling, but those who are chosen. Come on. Rejoice in Abba Yahweh, the Sabbath day. I know about you, my friend. I'm blessed by the grace and mercy of Abba Yahweh to YAHUWEH MESSIAH. Get up. Praise Abba Yahweh, no matter where you are on the four corners of the earth. No matter what is in your life, don't let it take your joys away from you. Hallelujah, praise Yahweh. No matter where you are tonight, the children of Israel, no matter where you are, it's always be a blessing. Always be a blessing to be together with you. Shalom. Shabbat shalom to all of you. May Abba Yahweh peace be with you. I thank Abba Yahweh for all of you, for a single of you. And to make it happen tonight and we can get away together again. In the name of Yahweh, through Yahshua HaMashiach, in order to close the Sabbath day, to thank Abba Yahweh, to be grateful and to be thankful to Abba Yahweh, and to asking Abba Yahweh to protect us, to bless us for the week to come, to provide for us, because Abba Yahweh is a provider. So as a father, you want you to ask him, but he already knows all your needs. So you want you to ask him anyway as a father of love. No matter where you are on the four corners of the earth, remember, you can fall down, but that doesn't mean it's the end. So whatever is going on into your life, don't think it's Satan. Always thinking something might be happening to you in your life because you should never want to give Abba Yahweh intention. Now Abba Yahweh want to get your intention. So he has to break you down. That's what he did to me. because I was not a believer. I never keep a scripture or a Bible in my hand. So suddenly, Abba Yahweh teach me his way. So I never believe in man-made religion. I never claim myself to be any kind of religious whatsoever. But Abba Yahweh make a way. Because he say, before I put you in your mother rooms, I already know you. So Abba Yahweh, there is no accident and there is no coincidence. Abba Yahweh is not the author of confusion. Anyone who has the breath of life, nobody know the time and the hour when that's going to take away from you. Let us, no matter where you are on the four corners of the earth, just remind yourself why you are where you are today. It's because of your obedience or because of your disobedience. If you keep on disobeying Abba Yahweh and you expect it to go into the kingdom of Yahweh, my friends, you got a long way to go and you get a lot to learn. The love of Yahweh is to obey his commandment. It's not the hearers going to make right to Abba Yahweh. It's the doer. Some people, they hear the word, but they don't do it. They thinking they can receive a blessing. No. My friends, as we come to the end of the Sabbath day of Abba Yahweh, the day of Yahweh, proclamation of his creation, his independence day, is every 7th day, not every year and July the 4th, but every 7th day. So I thank Abba Yahweh for all of you, and I thank Abba Yahweh to give me the privilege to give me his gift, the YAHUWEH, in order I can here today to represent him before you and before his throne. Abba Yahweh, I thank you so much, Abba Yahweh, together. For you say where 2 and 3 gather together in your name, Yahushua. There you will be in the midst of them. We know we are not many, we are only few. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you, all those who are willing to listen to your message, who listen. You cannot wait, Abba Yahweh, in the times. They know the schedule. They cannot wait in order to listen to your words. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you to bless them. I'm asking you, those who are deaf, to open up their ears more. I'm asking you to give them more wisdom, more understanding. I'm asking you, Abba Yahweh, to give them the insight. Those who are, Abba Yahweh, blind, I'm asking you to make them see. The veil you was put under the face of the children of Israel because of their rebellions, Abba Yahweh. I know they're still there. That veil can be removed only when they start by believing in Yahushua Messiah and acknowledge Yahshua as the only Savior. Yahshua Messiah is the only way for salvation, and that veil is going to be takes. No matter if you do not believe in Yahushua, my advice to all of you, I am a witness. I am a living witness. So it's better for you to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh with one member missing instead for all your body to throw in the lake of fire. My beloved brothers and sisters, welcome. I am Messenger Daniel. It is in the name of Yahweh. Welcome back, Yahushua Ministries. So Shalom, Alahem, and Shabbat Shalom to all of you. May Abba Yahweh peace and blessings be with all of you. May Abba Yahweh be with you. As we know, before we start, we don't call the church of Israel. It's not as the costumes. Now it's just according to Abba Yahweh words, according to the way we'll just call the shofar and then try to unite the children of Israel where they are on the four corners of the earth. And it's that the service is not as your regular service, because now we're going to just blow the shofar together with the children of Israel for them to listen to the sound of the shofar together. And we can go on and then close the Sabbath day of Abba Yahweh. So if any one of you who have any question, please, that subject tonight is going to be very hard to absorb it. It's going to be very difficult to understand, because that's a prophecy. What's going on today all over the world, many people think they understand, but they don't understand what's going on. So please, if anyone has any questions, please take a note, write them down. When this service is over and you have the possibilities or the opportunity and to call or to inbox me, whatever the times and the hour and the day of the night, do not hesitate to call me or to box me. no matter the information you need, no matter what question you want to ask in, Abba Yahweh will answer your questions according to your needs. That's number one. Number two, let's love one another. Let all of us respect one another. Let no one act as a child. We are adults. We have to throw away the child dish. Do not act as a child. No interruptions. No. Anybody to disrespect anybody, I do not tolerate it. I do not tolerate any violence. I do not tolerate any kinds, verbals or whatsoever language it is. I do not tolerate it. So everybody, play by the rules. Know the games, play the games, and apply the rules. Remember, the athlete cannot win the prize without first crossing the finish line. My beloved brothers and sisters, I love all of you. May Abba Yahweh open up your ears and you will be listening. So your captains today is going to be Yahushua MESSIAH. No matter where you are tonight is going to be a different night, a different days, a different prophecy, a different things happen all over the world, especially in the United States of America. But nobody has no ideas what's taking place, what is going on, why the whole world is upside down, why the earth himself, and when you look around, you can see only one thing, sign everywhere, the warning sign to come out from the enemy territories. Come out of her, my people. May Abba Yahweh be with you. Remember, your captain's going to be announced to you after we call the 12 tribe of Israel. Then we will pursue to the message. Remember, no question asking. To the tribe of Yehudah, to the tribe of Azaka, to the tribe of Naphtali, to the tribe of Zebulun, to the tribe of Asher, to the tribe of Dan, to the tribe of Levi, to the tribe of Benjamin, to the tribe of Joseph, to the tribe of Reuben, to the tribe of Shimon, and to the tribe of God. No matter where you are on the four corner of the earth, I bear we asking all of you, command all of you, because of love. Come out of her, my people, my people. If you are Yahweh people, if you are Yahweh chosen people, those are by Yahweh called. Those are by Yahweh chosen. Come out of her before it's too late. Don't be stupid. Don't be rebellious against Abba Yahweh, because Abba Yahweh give you opportunity to lead you to repentance. It's a time now to start by fighting between two opinions. If you love Yahweh, then obey Abba Yahweh commandments. If you love me, obey my commandments. Only those who love Abba Yahweh. Thank you, Abba Yahweh, for that sound. Thank you for everything, Abba Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, messenger, and to all viewers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we're going to start the service. I thank you, Abba Yahweh. Abba Yahweh, may the expression of my mouth, may the door of my mouth be filled before you, Yahweh, my rock and my region, by the name of Yahushua MESSIAH. Abba Yahweh, we come together in your name. It's a promise. You see, we're 2 and 3. Gather together. You don't see where 2,000 and 3,000. You don't see what 100 or 200 or 300. You just see 2 and 3, because you know many are called, but only few going to be chosen. You say you're going to on the midst of them. Abba Yahweh, we need your presence. I want everything to come out from my mouth because from you. If anything's not come from you, just put a duct tape in my mouth, please. Use me as a vessel, use me as your instrument. That's the way you ordained me, you appointed me, before you even put me in my mother's wombs, to be your servant. And to be a servant to your people, the children of Israel, who are scattered on the four corners of the earth. Abba Yahweh, eyes today, all your creations, they praise you, they're thankful to you, they be grateful to you, except mankind. I'm asking for few of us, when we get away together, to those who pay attention, who willing Abba Yahweh to follow your pattern and your footsteps. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you to lead them in the way you want to lead them. Direct them in your directions, because you only one who know the way, the direction to go to Golgotha. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you to open up their minds, to open up their views, Abba Yahweh. Lead them, protect them, and save them from the destructions who come in this wicked world. In the name of Yahshua MESSIAH. Abba Yahweh, here I am in your presence. As your servant, bow down before you, before your sanctuary, before your altar, and before your mercy seat, to asking you, here I am. You chosen me, you call me, you appointed me, you ordained me. You anointed my eyes from your spirit. You anointed my head from your oil. The joy, the oil is overflow. Abba Yahweh, all the angels, they worship you. You create all your creations to do the same. But at last, they don't do it. You make a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. But the children of Israel as your people, the chosen one. You're not choosing them because they have big in numbers, because they are few in numbers. But it was promised to Abraham, the seed going to be just that seed of the seashore. It's going to be just like the stars on the sky. But Abba Yahweh, you keep on scattering them. They spend 7 captivity. That's going to be the last one. And never be again. They will send in captivities. Whoever are going to escape by the sword, they're going to escape by the sword. Whoever going to kill by the famine, going to kill by the famine. Whoever going to go into the concentration camp, going to be concentration camp. Whoever going to kill by the sword, we kill by the sword. Whoever going to eat by animals and drag by the dogs, you already predestined everything going to be happen. And those who are written in your book, and you read them before you even put them in your mother one. Abba Yahweh, thank you. And Abba Yahweh is your people. They are in your hand. Teach them according to your word. My beloved brothers and sisters, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom to all of you. And thank you for all of you and love all of you. And may Abba Yahweh bless all of you. And welcome aboard. Remember, your captain is YAHUSHUA MESSIAH. YAHUSHUA. It's not the sound. But remember, it's just the purpose, the nature, the fulfillments, and the meaning of the name YAHUSHUA. Yahweh, Shua, salvation. So YAHUSHUA, get his name. So that's the only person, the only name given above any man can receive salvation is only to Yahshua MESSIAH. No other name is given. If anyone give you any other name, it do not come from above, it comes from beneath. You know the difference, because all the good gifts came from above, not beneath. If anything came from not above, that means something is wrong. Mashiach means the anointed one. There's only one anointed one. Christ is a, do you have Christ, a Latin word, means son, God, son, S-U-N. No matter why you do it, you twist the word, they give you symbolic word in order for them to deceive you and mislead you. Remember, long time, the Catholic Mass was celebrated in Latin. Everybody say Amen without knowing the signification of Amen, without understand what the priest saying, because they were speaking in Latin. Domino pobiscubic soltus. What do you know about that? Because you not speak Latin. Everybody say amen, but without knowing what they say. Now is the time to stop this confusion. You stop those who come in, not in the name of Yahweh. It's the time now to bless those who come in, or who is coming in the name of Yahweh. Because there's not going to be too many coming in the name of Yahweh. There's only one anyway. So there's going to be 2 witnesses. One is already here, and the one is coming soon. So my friends, put your seatbelt. If Abba Yahweh to Yahshua MESSIAH, is your product. Your flight number is 777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777. Put your seatbelt and enjoy your ride. And I see you later. May Abba Yahweh be with you. Shalom Alehems and Shabbat Shalom to all of you. I see you later. Enjoy it. May Abba Yahweh be with you. Shalom. To all my Israelite brothers and sisters, there is so many up and downs in anybody's life, but there is so many deception going on all over the world. But today, we're asking, is that we see is what is going on? What is going on? And what happened? What all those signs? What all those warnings? Why Abba Yahweh give his people all those warnings? I would say to you, Shalom. Throughout wars versus spiritual wars, that is nothing. Without what's going on everywhere on the face is nothing. But now, we're going to go according to the book of Daniel 12 chapter verse 10. Shalom. Every place you turn in it seem as true a robot or some sort of technology is replacing the many duty and tasks and jobs that men and women once had was responsible for doing. How could technically and robots not really be for the best interests of men and women? Especially when many people have come to rely on technology and even robotics at work places to create a simpler day that is filled with lighter tasks. But it seems that men and women are now becoming obsolete and being replaced by technology or robotic. If man has no room left in the workplace because machines will take their jobs away from them, what can happen to the many people that will lose their job and their duties to some sort of technology, a robot? Can we be seen men versus robots playing out? Why only will the wise see and understand what is taking place across America and everywhere across the world earth? At the very moment, with machines and technology, according to Yahweh, our Creator, correct interpretation in the book of Daniel, 12 chapter, verse 10. Many of you throughout the four corners of the earth must listen in as Yahweh, our Creator, reveal the correct interpretations of Daniel 12 chapter verse 10 as to why technology and robots are perceived as a good thing, but a hiding is very wicked and will be very destructive for billions of people throughout the earth who depends and the living the earth to work for. Today, we see so many signs. You see, there is already millions of people, if there's not billion people yet, who already lose their jobs. Banks are closing. Nobody inside, but they still function. They use ATM. There is so many places, they are closing them. But they still exist. But all those people who lose their jobs, they replace them by who? By what? By a other person? when they say they create millions of million jobs, what kind of job they are created? Those people who lose their job, who replace them? A machine, a technology, a robot, who replace them? We are living on the dark age. We are living on the world robot versus human. Technology versus human. But nobody sees what is going on. Because they don't base according to the prophecy of the book of I YAHUWEH. They go according to what they see. And many people thinking everything's are okay when everything is not okay. My beloved brothers and sisters, let us start by the book of Daniel 10, 12 chapter verse 10, see what he said. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. You're going to be relaxed because this message is a message for you to sit back and listen. Because I bet I will not want you to confuse. I bet I want you to start, but you're going to be finished it. I want you to understand because this is very symbolic. This is very heavy. It's not the same as usual. Now we talk about prophecy. It's very different. Thank you, my beloved. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you. May YAHUWEH bless you and be with you. May YAHUWEH bless your new week to come. Many will be purified, cleansed, and refined, but the wicked will act wickedly. None of the wicked shall be understand. Only the wise will understand. The wicked shall not understand. None of the wicked shall be understand. Only the wise will understand. Thank you, my beloved sinner. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom to you. May YAHUWEH protect you from all the temptations and from the troubles of this wicked world. May YAHUWEH preserve you and protect you in the name of YAHUSHUA MESSIAH. Many will be purified, cleansed, and refined, but destroyed, but the wicked will continue in their wickedness. And none of the wicked shall understand, but only the wise will understand. Why only the wise would understand? Why the wicked gonna be more wicked? Why? We're gonna see that. It's my beloved Christopher. Peace be to you. Shabbat Shalom to you, my beloved. May YAHUWEH bless you. May YAHUWEH provide for you in the name of Yahushuа MESSIAH. Many will be purified, made spotless, and refined, but the wicked will continue to do what? To act wickedly. None of the wicked will be understand, but only the wise will understand. My beloved Nikki, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. May YAHUWEH protect you and lead you. May YAHUWEH keep you safe no matter where you are. Send his angel to protect you, not to hurt even your foot. And bless your week to come in Yahushuа MESSIAH. Many shall be purified and made white. Really? And try put the wicked so wicked, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked should understand. Wow. My beloved Fifi, may YAHUWEH bless your new week, bless your family, and lead you. May the peace of YAHUWEH, the shalom of Yahweh to Yahushuа MESSIAH be upon you and your family, and protect you in the name of Yahushua MESSIAH. Shalom. Many shall purify and make white and refined, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but only the wise will understand. My friends, now, Let's go to verse 9 to see what Yahweh said to Daniel at the beginning. Let's see what Yahweh said to Daniel. The book of Daniel, 10th chapter, verse 9. The book of Daniel, 12th chapter, verse 9. Let's see what Yahweh said to Daniel. The book of Daniel, 12th chapter, verse 9. Let's see what Yahweh said to Daniel. The book of Daniel, 12th chapter, verse 9. That you, my beloved, my beloved, bless you. May Abba Yahweh be with you. May Abba Yahweh protect you. No matter where you are, in the workplace, no matter where you are, outside and outside, may Abba Yahweh be with you and protect you and provide for you and keep you safe from all the wickedness of this world. In the name of YAHUWEH MESSIAH. Many will cleanse themselves and whiten themselves and be refined, and the wicked ones will act wickedly, and none of the wicked would understand, but only the wise would understand. My beloved Christopher, go on your way, Daniel, replying, for the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. Why Abba tell Daniel to shut up the book, seal it? Not even shut up, but seal the book until the time of the end. Until the time of the end. Until the time of the end. My beloved Fifi. And Abba will say, go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up, and seal the book until the time of the end. My beloved sinner. But not Messiah, that was Yahweh. The old covenant is Yahweh. Yahushua almost known on the renewed covenant. But Yahweh, not Messiah, Yahweh said to Daniel, it was Yahshua speaking to him, but at the time Yahshua was not known until the renewed covenant. Yahshua is the author of everything. He will create everything. But that's why Yahshua said, Father, I make your name known to those you give it to me. I glorify you, not glorify your son. Are you there? Because he was coming in the flesh. So now that's why everything has to go to Yahshua. You start from Abba Yahweh and you end it with YAHUSHUA MESSIAH. But Abba Yahweh said to Daniel, go your way. For what I have sent to you, keep it secret. Hello? It's a secret. Keep it secret. Keep quiet. Put a dog tip in your mouth, Daniel. And seal it. And seal it. Not even keep it secret, but seal it also. Until the time of the end. Because what thing taking place today, Abba Yahweh don't want to reveal to Daniel what is going to be going. That's why I say go in your way. Not even go in your way. You have to keep the things secret. Not even keep it secret, but seal until the time of the end. Seal it until the time of the end. Now, let me see my beloved Sabbath Shalom. He said, it's not he, it's Abba Yahweh. Abba Yahweh is not he. Trump is a president. You're called Trump by President Trump, right? It's the same thing. Abba Yahweh makes show respect. The scripture don't show Abba Yahweh no respect, no love, no nothing. They didn't know Abba Yahweh the way they translate the scripture. Yahweh tell to Daniel, go your way, Daniel. For the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. Close up the book. Keep it secret. Because I don't want to be revealed anything yet. So go your way until the time of the end. Now, my beloved Nikki, and Abba Yahweh say to Daniel, go, Daniels, for the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. My beloved Rose Prevails, may Abba Yahweh bless you. May Abba Yahweh kiss its face to shine upon you. and be gracious to you and protect you and your family and bless you for the week to come in the name of Yahshua Messiah and keep you safe. In the name of Yahshua Messiah. My beloved, then Yahweh say, Abba say to Daniel, go Daniel, because the ends are to be kept secret. The word has to be kept secret. Why Abba will say, Daniel, go on. The word has to keep secret. Why to keep secret and seal it until the time of the end. Until the time of the end. Keep secret the word. Keep the word secret and seal it until the time of the end. My beloved Shabbat Shalom. Yahweh said to Daniel, go on your way, for the words are secrets and sealed until the time of the end. Are we living on the time of the end yet? Hello. Why Abba say keep it secret until? Because there is so many things Abba don't want to reveal Daniel, but he say keep it at the end. Now, we're going to take the book of Daniel, 12 chapter verse 11. It should just establish something. Daniel 12:11. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says in Daniel 12 chapter verse 11. You're going to take a note because it's very deep. It's a prophecy. Daniel speaking and Revelation speak different language with the disciple. The disciples speak almost plain language, but Daniel was in spirit prophecy. And when you are a disciple, are two different. You are a witness. What you see, you write them down. But when you receive the revelation, are two different things between day and night. Thank you, my beloved Christopher. From the time the daily sacrifice is stopped, and the sacrilegious object that caused these equations is set up to be worshipped, will be 1,290 days. Let me see what my beloved shouts out. Let me see my beloved Fifi, the translation. And from the time that the daily sacrifice will be taken away, and the abominations that make it desolate set up there will be 1,290 days. Listen, that is a prophetic word, my beloved sinner. And from the time that the day sacrifices is taken away, but the abomination of desolations is set up there, shall be 1,290 days. Listen, it's a prophetic word. Daniel speaking on the spirit. My beloved Shabbat Shalom. From the time the daily sacrifice is abolished, and the abomination of the desolation set up there will be 1,290 days. Okay. Let me see my beloved Nikki. And from the time that the daily sacrifice should be taken away, and the abominations that cause the destruction is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. That's not accurate. It's not 1,290 days. You will see why it's less than that. It's not that. I bet I will explain to you why it was not going to be 1,290. It's going to be less than 1,290. So, when Yahweh said, go in your way, Daniel, he replied, for the word are closed up and sealed until the end of the time. Which time we are living? What time it is? Do anybody understand what time it is today? Many should purify themselves and make themselves white, and the refined, but the wicked should be wickedly, and none of the wicked should understand. Only the wise will understand what is taking place. But when we take verse 11, there is some things about speaking to Daniel. I don't take your understand what Daniel said. And from the time the daily sacrifice is absolute, and the abomination and the desolation set up there will be 1,290 days. It's going to be 1,200, but it's not going to be 90 minus 30. Why? In a year, for the pagans' holidays, the pagans' calendar, there is 365 days. According to the Hebrew calendars, there is 360 days a year. Let's take 360 days multiplied by 3. See how many days it's going to be. 360 days multiplied by 3. Because it's going to be 3 years and a half of tribulation and 3.5 years of great tribulation. Then I talk about the tribulation right now. Let's multiply 3 times 360. See how much it is. Multiply 360 by 3. 360 days by 3 years and a half. See how many days it give it to you. 360 days multiplied by 3.5 years. So how many days that's going to give it to you? Do it's 1,290 days? How many days? According to the Hebrew, not the Gregorian calendar, there is 360 days. Multiplied by 3.5 years. How many days Daniel was speaking? My beloved Yin, my beloved Nikki, my beloved Sabbath Shalom, my beloved Chino, my beloved Christopher. 1,080 days. My beloved Chino, what do you get? My beloved Nikki, what you get? 1,260 days. Very careful. My beloved Chino, what do you get? What do you get? 1,260 days. What do you get, my beloved Chino? My beloved Christopher? My beloved Nikki? And my beloved Yen? Because the Gregorian calendar has 365 days. But the Hebrew calendars are 30 days. Then yet there is 1,200, but not 90s, minus 30 days, yes. But my beloved sinner, what takes so long? You do not know how to count? Daniel know how to count. That's why nobody understands the book of Daniel. Too much calculations. 1,260 days. Thank you, my beloved Nikki. Thank you, my beloved Fifi. Thank you, my beloved Sabbath Shalom. Next. Because if I keep on going, I'm not going to stop. Whatever your questions, just bring it on. What takes so long? Nobody know how to count no more? 360 days multiplied by 3.5 years. That's going to be 3.5 years of tribulation. And there's going to be 3.5 years of great tribulation. 1,600 days. 1,260 days. Yes. You don't supposed to be too many times for that. $360 days multiplying by 3.5 years. My beloved, I'm going to keep on going. Whatever I leave behind, I'm not going to go back. Whoever late, they are late. I'm sorry. The airplane has to take time. Yes, everybody who say 1,260 days, you are correct. You're the truth mathematics Daniel was talking about. Because Daniel used the according to Yahweh calendar, not according to man-made calendar. So because of that, they add 30 more days from 8. Because there is no 31 days or 29 or 30. Men add 1 day and they will move 1 day. That's the reason why they come in with 1,290 days. So there's going to be 1,260 days of tribulations, and there's going to be 1,260 days of the great tribulation. So you add 1,260 plus 1,260 days, and you see how many days you're going to get the siege. How many days? 1,260 plus 1,260 days. How many is going to give it to you? What is the total? 3.5 years of tribulation, 3.5 years of the great tribulation. How many years is going to be? How many days? How many days is going to be? 1,260 plus 1,260 days. How many days is going to be? How many of you are ready to go to that? 2,520 days. How many of you are going to spend 2,520 days and siege? If you don't have no water, if you don't have no food, how are you going to be survive? You give us the answer when you say, take away 30 days. Hallelujah. You are funny, you know that? You give a 30 when you sit here up 30 days. I just saying, I don't even recall that, to be honest with you. May Abba will bless you anyway. You have a ear to hear. So that is the time we're going to be spent. 2,520 days and siege. So you imagine if you don't have no power. You imagine if you don't have no food. And you cannot buy and sell anything. So what you going to do when the time is coming? If you are not dependent on Abba Yahweh, if you are not related in Abba Yahweh, you do not depend on Abba Yahweh, all you're going to be survive 2,520 days. How? You're going to be survive. My friends, now sit down and relax. Now, there is so many prophetic words. Daniel and Revelation, John, always speak the same way. The way they are speak, they was receive a revelation. Now, let's read the book of Revelation, 13 chapter verse 15. In order to see how the interpretations of Daniel and John is so close. Because there's the same spirit, because Abba Yahweh cannot contradict his own self. The book of Revelation, 13 chapter verse 15. Remember, tonight is about machine, technology, robot versus men. Abba will create men. But Satan wants to compete with Abba Yahweh. So he has to create his own agenda in order to destroy the middle class. That's the reason why Daniel said only the wise would understand what's taking place. The wicked will be more wickedly. The wicked. Who are the wicked? Satan and his angel. They are wicked. They're going to be more wickedly. Because they are symbolic words. None of the wicked would understand. And I will use them, but then they don't know what is going on. But only the wise would understand what is taking place. For them, it's something normal. The way they see the earth, the way they see the stage is set, for them is okay. But for those who have a wisdom, those who are wise, you can see something is totally wrong on the stage. There is so many warning flags everywhere, but nobody has the eyes to see them because they are blind. Nobody ever hears to hear because they are deaf. Thank you, my beloved Fifi. And it has power to give life into the image of the beast. He has the power. He has the power to do what? To give the power of the beast. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause them to death. My friend, when they listen to the second beast, it said the second beast. The second beast. And the second beast. The second beast. And he has power to give into the second beast. John said which beast? You have the first, the second, the third, the fourth beast. John said exactly which beast. You have a scripture who have the beast. Not only the image of the beast, which beast? The second one, the first one, or which the beast? Which beast John referred to? Revelation 13, chapter verse 15. Which beast John talking about? In the book of Revelation 13, chapter verse 15. Which beast was given power to give birth the images? Which beast? Revelation 13, verse 15. Anybody see any beast? The first beast, the second, the third. He has power to give into the beast, the image of the beast. Which beast? The first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth beast? Which one? Nobody have any interpretation of which beast in all the translation? Revelation 13, chapter verse 15, please. My beloved Fifi have it, but he missing something. Which beast? The first beast or the second beast? Because John interpreted it, it was in the spirit. This verse around here don't interpret it the correct way. There is some mistake in this verse, my beloved Fifi, interpretation. Nobody sees it? Okay, let me go for you. The second beast was given, the second beast. Revelation 13, chapter verse 15. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to accept the image to be killed. The second beast, yes, the second beast is not just a beast. John distinguished them and orderly. So Abel is not the author of confusion, because there is so many beasts. Revelation talk about so many beasts. So you get to know which beasts. If you're going to be responsible for those who lose their life, who never know about YAHUWEH MESSIAH, you get to know the proper translation of the scriptures. Thank you, my beloved sinner. The second beast was granted power to give breath to the image of the first beast. The image of the beast should both speak and cause who refuse to accept the image to be killed. Anyone who refuse to listen, to take the image, will be killed. What John was talking about? What is the image that gives it power? The first bit gives power. The image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed. Okay. John was talking in the high level spiritual. That's what taking place today. Men versus a machine, technology, a robot. Now, they give a machine the power to speak to you. You call T-Mobile, you call a lot of things. A lot of places you are going, they just use a machine, a technology to replace you. I remember Bruce Willis would make a movie, I Am a Robot. Now, in order for you to have a service in any place, you get to identify yourself if you are a real human being or if you are a robot. That's the things we are dealing today with. But nobody understands what's taking place. Why they give the image when you call T-Mobile, you get to follow the instructions the machine told you. If you do not follow them, he say, I'm not going to get you. I have a problem with them. Sometimes they get on my nerve because I want to do something. They say, no, you get to do what I'm telling you to do. Otherwise, you're not going to receive no representative to talk to you. You see that? So now, there is over billions of people across America who lose their job. From the toll, from the banks, from everywhere, they lose their jobs. Who replace them? Other humans? No. Technology, a machine, a robot. That's what John talking about right now. They give the machine talk to you. I can call, hi Daniel, can I help you? What can I help you, Daniel? If you can pay your bill, he told you he help you do everything. Because that costs them less. Why? Because of the cost of living. They don't want to pay you the ways they should be paying you. Because according to the book of John, you're going to see the book of Revelations. We are talking about the middle class. But there is something missing about the create in and between. The machine we are used, John was already, that's why Abel told John to seal the book. But he said to go on with your book. Because John have the proper ways. Good from Daniel and John, there's about 2,500 years. 2,500 years apart from John, Revelation, and to Daniel, almost 3,000 years difference. So that's the problem. That's a big difference. On the time of Daniel and the time of John, of the book of Revelation, the book of Gideon. Now, let's go to the book of Revelation 13, chapter verse 16, to see exactly what John say, what the warning John say. But nobody understands what John say. But there's a reason why I already put that here on the scripture. Everything must be proven. Let's read the book of Revelation 13 chapter verse 16 and make sure you get a proper understanding what taking place and what is going on. Make sure. A little here, a little there. Make sure. It should be precept must be upon precept. Precept upon precept. Line must be upon line. Revelation 13 chapter verse 16. Thank you. And it calls all, listen carefully, it calls all, small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free and the servant, that he should give, listen, a mark on the right hand or on the foreheads. Remember, let me see my beloved. Equals. It's not cause. It's going to force everybody. There's a difference between cause and force. They're going to force you. They're going to force you to take it. Not cause. They're going to force you. There's a big differences between the word cause and force. They're going to force all. They're going to force you to take it. John say both. He don't say in and between. He say both. John says small and great. Not middle size. Small or great. Alright? Rich and poor. Not middle class. Free and slave. To receive a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. So the second beast require all people. The second beast is a he. It's not he. The second beast. Yes. The second beast. Thank you, my beloved sinner, for your correction. So you was here, Abba Yahweh talking. The second beast force all. Not cause. There is a difference between force and cause. They will force you. Just like the vaccination, they will force you to take it. It's going to be up to you. The second beast will force both. Small, it's better you are small or you are great. It's better you are rich or you are poor. It's better you are slave or you are free. But it's going to force everyone, both. Means there is both. Poor or rich, both. Free and slave, both. Great and small, both. So because of that, you don't see three. There is no in and between. My beloved Christopher. And the second is forces all. The second beast force all. The small and the great. And the rich and the poor. And the free and the slave to take the mark of the beast. So if anyone do not take the mark of the beast, they will not going to be able to buy, sell, and trade, and do everything. About the 2,520 years, if you are not able to, that's okay. So that's why the eraser is all about. You erase it and you correct it. That's what it's all about. Thanks Abba Yahweh for it. So my beloved Shabbat Shalom. And he required. Who is required? You? Who is required? Me? China? Fifi? Ian? Fifth? Nikki? Who is required? Who is required? Everyone. He. It can be anybody. It can be you. It can be me. It can be China. It can be Fifi. It can be Ian. It can be anybody. That's incorrect. It's good in the way, but because it's missing something. So for Abba Yahweh, it's incorrect. My beloved Shabbat Shalom. Found out who he require everyone. Now let's push it to my beloved Fifi. The second is forcing all, not some, all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on the forehead and or on the forehead. If you not receive the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to buy, sell, and trade and do nothing. What about the 2,520 years? 3.5 years of tribulation and 3.5 years of great tribulation. Are we going to be survive? That's going to be happen. My friends, now, this is why America was create the middle class to fight with the rich people. Now they don't need the middle class. Who are the middle class people? Those working people. Those people who working to make a living. Those people who wake up every morning or every night to go into work. Now, they don't want that anymore. It's better you are poor or you are rich, according to the book of John. The rich going to be more rich, and the poor will be more poor. The poor always depend on the government to do things for them. Food stamp, welfare, pay the house, pay everything. But the working class people, they call middle class. The government, the system try to destroy it. Because there is a competition. So they're going to make you to poor in order to force you to take the mark of the beast. Because if you don't have the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to buy and sell and trade, do everything. No job, no nothing. Because computer, robot, going to be replace your job. Everywhere now is going to be a machine to replace the man. Long time you need a person to cook. Now they're going to replace it by a machine. You go to the bank, you need somebody to talk to. Now you don't talk to nobody. If you have to go to the bank, you have to call. You have to have the appointments. But they are still operate. There is a pandemic. Why? The reason why they create the pandemic. Now, Frankie is loose. And nobody can do nothing because the pandemic is out of control. The second beast, yes, the second beast require everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. If you don't have that mark, you will not be able to buy, sell, and trade, do anything. What's gonna be happen in 2,520 days and 3.5 years of tribulation and 3.5 of great tribulation? Who will support you? If you not depend on I YAHUWEH, who's going to rescue you? If we cannot put together, love one another now, when the time of tribulation and the great tribulation, who you going to be dependent on to give you a cup of water, or maybe can give you a little food, you can taste it. Just like John was spent and the partner was on with one bread. You take one piece of bread, it was eating. How are you going to do it? Your think is not serious. You feel comfortable with the system. That's the reason why Abel is to come out from the system. Because there is a sign in every place, everywhere. You think the enemy is your friend. No. Because the cost, do not want to raise the price of the living. The price of the cost of living is higher up. There is a lot of state people already living because they have no job. They lose their jobs. By what? By technology, by a machine, by a robot, because they give the machine the breath to speak. But there is one thing they're missing. About we create men. So there is a competition between Yahweh and Satan. Satan wants to eliminate Abba Yahweh people. Those working hard to make a living. Those who working 2-3 jobs sometimes to pay the bills, but cannot even pay the bills. That those people, they try to eliminate, to try to replace by a machine, by a robot, or by a technology. Billions of people lose their job. People was working on the toll place. That's the first one they start. Now there is no police traffic. There is a light to give you a ticket. We place all those people in machine. You just go and then they take your license. Boom. You can pay some pass or they send you a ticket right there at your house. Technology. Scientists destroy the world Abba, the earth Abba has created. Now Satan was to create his own world. You ought to feel too much comfortable with the enemy territory. We are an enemy. When you are living, who knows are you living? Because things go on so fast. That's why only the wise will understand. They will replace every single person. From cook, waitress, waiter, whatever you are on the grocery stores, cashier, they're going to replace everybody by a machine. There will be only one person just to sacrifice. That's it. So all those people, what they're going to do? Where they're going to be gone? You think it's funny. It's not funny. And whatever you see is the beginning. Until they accomplish the agenda. Remember, the new world order will start in the time of Nimrod. In the book of Genesis, 10th chapter, when he tried to build a tower in order to separate himself from Abba Yahweh. But the same thing today. They keep on going. King Nebuchadnezzar do the same thing. There is nothing new under the sun. There is so many signs, so many warnings, but we cannot see. My friends, let's think about Genesis 2 chapter verse 7. Just to see something. Genesis 2 chapter verse 7. The book of Genesis 2 chapter verse 7. The book of Genesis 2 chapter verse 7. Let's see what it said. The book of Genesis, 2 chapter verse 7. The book of Genesis, 2 chapter and verse 7. The book of Genesis, 2 chapter verse 7. The book of Genesis, 2 chapter verse 7 stated, Then Yahweh formed a man from the dirt of the ground, and Yahweh sowed in his nostril and the breath of life, and the man become a living person. Then Yahweh formed the man. Thank you, my beloved sinner. Yahweh, the Almighty Creator, formed the man of the dirt on the ground, and breath in his nostril, and the breath of life, the man become a living person. Do a robot can become a living person? No. It's a machine. It's a robot. It's a technology. It's a science. Science. My beloved Fifi. And Yahweh formed man on the dirt and the ground, and breath in his nostril, the breath of life, and the man become a living person, not a living being, a living person. The robot, how they do it? With dirt? No. Can you replace men? No. But they will do it. About his own creation, now Satan wants to create his own creation. Are we there? If you are sleeping, you will be wake up. Which country you are living? That's why the wicked will be more wicked. My beloved Christopher. Then Yahweh, your creator, formed man from the dirt of the ground. The dirt is you, my beloved Christopher, not I. Dirt and dirt are two different. And breath, the breath of life, into his nostril. My beloved Shabbat Shalom. And Yahweh formed man on the dirt of the ground, and breath and his nostril, the breath of life. Do the robot have a breath of life? No. But it's a competition. Man versus robot. A robot is something, it's not a human. It don't have no feeling whatsoever. They do it for a reason. A human might be every compassion, but a robot cannot be every compassion or love, which they have no feeling. My beloved Nikki. And Yahweh will form men of the dirt of the ground. And Yahweh will breathe and his nostrils the breath of life, and men become a living person. Do the robot can become a living person? Can a machine can become a living person? Scientists against Yahweh. Satan against the creator of the universe. You get your own people, now I'm going to get my own. I don't need yours. So there is two kinds of different people on the earth. Wicked and righteous. The wicked people are Satan's side. The scientists, doctors, everybody, they are of Satan. They are not for Yahweh, they against Yahweh will. You better be woke up before it's too late. Now, when we take the book of Job, 33 chapter verse 4, Yahweh's spirit has made me, and the soul as the Almighty give me life. Job say, Yahweh's spirit has made me. But who make the robots, the machine, the scientists? Who make them? Who make the machines? A man, not Yahweh's spirit. Satan. Who make the robot? Satan. Who made the technology? Who invented technology? Satan. You're going to see why. My friends. Job 37 chapter verse 5. This is what YAHUWEH said to them. Bonds, I will cause breath to enter you, and all you be alive. If you have the breath of life, you are illegitimate on the earth. You need the breath of life in order to live in on the face of the earth. But now men travels the boundary because there's a competition between men versus robot. Men, Yahweh creation versus Satan creations. Science is working to develop something to replace those hard-working people. Our YAHUWEH wants to form the man out of the dirt, from the grounds, and YAHUWEH blow its nostril, the breath of life, and the man become a living person. That's why now, whatever you call, you can call, there's no, maybe it's a robot, they automatically cancel your call. If you have to do anything, you have to identify yourself if you are a human or if you are a machine, if you are a robot. Because they want to make sure. Because robots take over the earth. Daniel 12 chapter verse 4 says something. It's a prophetic word. But you, Daniel, keep this prophecy a secret. Seal up the book until the time at the end, when many will go here and there, but knowledge will increase. Listen, the book of Daniel, 12th chapter, verse 4. About spoken to Daniel. As Daniel and John, the book of Revelation, they are almost authentic, but different view, but the same thing. YAHUWEH said to Daniel, but you, Daniel, keep this prophecy a secret. Keep this prophecy a secret. Because what to be revealed is not yet to be done. Because there's a lot to it. Keep it secret. Seal up the book until the time of the end, when many will go here and there, and knowledge will increase. That's why you must keep it secret. I don't want to reveal to you what I'm saying to you. Just keep it secret and seal the book until the time of the end. Many will go here and there, and knowledge will increase. Our knowledge is increased. At the time of Messiah Yahshua, to go from Galilee to Egypt, Mizraim, Joseph and the donkey with Miriam and YAHUSHUA MESSIAH spent almost 2 months from Galilee to go to Mizraim. Now, how long you think it take? Just guesstimate. How long you think it take from Galilee to go to Mizraim? How long you think it takes? Anybody guess? It take Joseph and Miriam almost 2 months on a donkey. Now, how long you think it take? Anybody can guess? Any one of you? Guess how long it take? 2 days, 5 days, 6 days, 1 hour, half an hour, 50 minutes, 10 minutes? How long it takes? Knowledge will be increased. People gonna be there and here because traveled. Billions of people travel every day because of knowledge with increase. 30 minutes. Hallelujah. How do you know? Somebody has to be told you. By pen, no. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Yes. 30 minutes. If you have your private chapel, you're going to be there about 15 minutes. But it takes 2 months. That's why YAHUWEH tell Daniel, yes, 30 minutes. Yes. 30 minutes when it takes 2 months. And the donkey. That's why YAHUWEH said, Daniel, make sure you keep it secret. Because I don't want to reveal to you until the end. Because I have to reveal in different ways. Go takeaways. At the time you would wake up, Daniel. My friends, now Billions of billions of people, many airports, fools, travels, so many airplanes. People can travel by bus, by train, by taxi, by Uber, by everything. They always create a way. Technology, knowledge, not wisdom, knowledge. Those things, they are not wisdom, they are knowledge. That's why Abel said that. Keep it secret, Daniel, because I have something to reveal, but I don't reveal it to you. I will reveal it to somebody else, but close. Keep the book secret. Don't open yet, because I have somebody yet. I'm gonna be appointed to reveal the secrets. Today, you see there is so many accidents, so many things happens. A robot is talking to you just like a man, because the second beast gives the power to the beast in order to speak. So they don't need you no more to cook, to do everything. Now, you don't need to go to the store. You can send Uber. Uber gonna deliver you whatever you buy. So suddenly, all the things gonna be closed. You have to do everything online. That's why they create the COVID-19 in order to try the agenda. See how they're working. The store are closed, but you can pay online. But you can go to the store and pick up what you ordered online. Everything's about online. They close every places. They force you to use online. About those who have no knowledge about technology, who don't have no money to have a telephone, how are they going to survive? How are they going to survive? About those today who are working hard, they can't even pay their bills. They're working day and night, 3 jobs, 4 jobs for them to just pay their bills. They can't even pay their bills at the regular times. About if they don't have no job, they replace them by a machine, by technology, by a robot. How are they going to survive? Do anybody thinking about that? Before Messiah shall come in the Great Tribulation, 2,520 days. Are you going to survive? That's why they're going to force you. When they take everything away from you, now it's whether you are poor or you are rich. The rich going to get more rich. According to the COVID-19, there is so many people who are lose their job, but there is 14 people who become billionaire. When a lot of people lose everything, their business, their house, their cars, everything, they lose them. And 14 people become billionaires. Hello? Not mil, but bill. With a B, not with the M. When most people lose their job, they have nothing. Those depend on a simulation check. But they refuse to give it to them because they force you to take the mark of the beast. Now they're going to force you to take the vaccination. But I'm not going to do anything to that today. Another session. Daniel 12 chapter verse 13. But as far you go on your way, Daniel, until the end, you will rest and will arise to your inheritance and the end of the days. Listen what I said to Daniel. He said, Daniel, you must go far. But as far you go on your way, Daniel, as far you go on, Daniel, until the end, you will rest and will arise to your inheritance at the end of the days. You will arise. Go rest, Daniel. That's deep. Go rest, Daniel. And until the end, you will rest and will arise to your inheritance at the end of the days. Look, that's deep. Good takeaways. But at the end, I will make sure you're coming back and to reveal the secret I tell you to keep a secret. My friends, Daniel 12 chapter 3 said it. Then the wise will be shine like the brightness of the sky. And those who lead many to righteousness will be shine like the stars forever. Which ones are going to be shine like the brightness of the sky? I mean, when you see the stars of the sky, like the brightness. That's why they translated, because Daniel was a spirit. You don't see star, it's the brightness of the sky. Then the wise, listen, the wise, only the wise, those wise gonna be shine about those wicked people. The system, how they gonna be? More wickedly. Daniel 12, chapter verse 3. Then the wise will shine like brightness of the sky, like the stars of the sky. And those who lead many to righteousness will be shine like the stars forever. Those who lead many to righteousness, not to the wickedness, will shine like stars forever. Only those wise, only those who lead many to righteousness, not those who lead people to sinful flesh desire. To say it's okay for 2 males, 2 females. It's okay for transgender. It's okay for transgender. It's okay for everything. All of them is about competition, about Abba Yahweh creation. At the beginning, Abba Yahweh create men and women. About make a covenant between a man and a woman. Now, Satan take over. He said, no. Now we can do our own. Men to men and woman with woman. And if Abba will create you as a male, you can't become as a female. I don't care who you are. If Abba will create you to be a male, you're going to be die as a male. I don't care who you are. If Abba will create you as a woman, you're going to die as a woman. You can spend million or billion of dollars. Guess what? You're going to be as a man. You're going to be die because Abba will, in his book, equate you as a man. Satan, scientists can change your way, but Abba Yahweh not going to change your way. If you are a man, you are a man. I will not call you a woman just to please you, to please the society. I will die for the truth instead of to compromise with the word of Abba Yahweh. My friends, this is the wise will shine. Only the wise. 50 people have more weight than the whole earth. Yes, only 1%. Only 1% control 99%. Yes. Only 1%. 1% control 99%. 1% of the people of the earth who control 99% people of the earth. That means 99% people are nothing. Only 1% who control it. Now, they're going to make worse. Because they don't want to pay you. They don't want to increase your wage. Because they're thinking it's too much. $10 an hour. What you can do for $10? If you go to a restaurant, how much going to be spent to have any food? When you go to the store, how much going to be spent for you to eat, to pay your rent, to pay everything? The cost of living was up. Now in New York City, most people already live in New York City, which they can afford it. They lose their business, they lose their house, they lose their income, they cannot do anything. Close out, everything closed. They're going to force you. It's a trick. They're going to force you to do what you don't want to do. But you have to be very careful. Now today is its subject. Next time is going to be why Abba will say not to take the mark of the beast. Because they're going to force you. Not cause, but force. It's different thing. When you don't have no job, you need the money, you're starving, they're going to try to do it. Hello, the government know where I am. They can call now, say, hey, this address, so and so, cut up the lines, cut up the water. They're going to force me. But guess what? They have to kill me first. But I'm not you, you are not me. I cannot tell you what you have to do. But if you are really wanting to Abba Yahweh, you have to listen for what you believe. Because whatever you see going to be happening, it's not going to be pleasant, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be very sour for those who are believe in Abba Yahweh. Those who are going to take the mark of the beast, they are going to take the mark of the beast. But those who are loyal to Abba Yahweh, those who are really chosen by Abba Yahweh, be ready because the tsunami is coming. The dark is coming when no man cannot walk. Now is the time, is the time. Let's work together. Let's put together. Let's love one another. in order we can go and fulfill what Abba Yahweh give us to do. My friends, the book of John 8 chapter verse 47 stated, whoever belong to Abba Yahweh, he is the word of Abba Yahweh. Whoever belong to Abba Yahweh, whoever belong to Abba Yahweh, hear the word of Abba Yahweh. The reason you do not hear is that you do not belong to Abba Yahweh. Every single person who called by Abba Yahweh, according to the book of John, except verse 47, this is Messiah Yahushua's own interpretation. It's not theologian. It's not man-made tradition. It's coming from my Savior, my Creator, my Redeemer, Yahshua, my teacher, Hayashiach. Whoever belongs to Abba Yahweh, he is the word of Abba Yahweh. The reason you do not hear is that you do not belong to Abba Yahweh. If you belong to Abba Yahweh, you cannot reject the word of Abba Yahweh in order to honor Satan, to follow Satan. No. You're going to listen to Abba Yahweh, whatever the circumstances might be. You're going to be depend your life on Abba Yahweh. You're going to be depend 100%, not 99.9% on Abba Yahweh, but you must depend on Abba Yahweh 100% in order for you to survive the tribulation and the great tribulation to come. Because they're working very hard to make it possible for you not to have a job, a place to go, a place to pay your bills. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very difficult. Get ready. Whosoever belongs to Abba Yahweh, he's the word of Abba Yahweh. Yes. The reason you do not hear is that you do not belong to Abba Yahweh. The world will never listen to Abba Yahweh word because they are not belong to Abba Yahweh. Because Satan has his own angels. Abba Yahweh has its own angel. Satan has its own agenda and Abba Yahweh has its own agenda. Satan has his own servant and Abba Yahweh has his own servant. So this is contrary. It says, as the beginning there is a war in paradise when Michael threw down Satan and his angel into this earth. So there's going to be always be war between. Abba Yahweh say, I will put enmity between that seed and the Roman seed. Let's take the book of Genesis 3 chapter verse 15 to see what Abba Yahweh say. Let's project it. The book of Genesis 3 chapter and verse 15. Let's see what Yahweh say. What the war is coming from. What the ways is coming from. Why the ways against Abba Yahweh anointed one. Why they try to squeeze them that way. For a person now, LeBron James buy a house, a castle for $36.8 million. And lo, without realize, is in bondage, is in slavery. $36.8 million to buy a castle because he's a King James. They proclaim him as a king. So they reject Yahshua. Now they put LeBron James as a king. Are you imagining that? Men are so wicked. My friends, whoever belongs to Abba Yahweh, here's the word of Abba Yahweh. The reason the world do not hear the word of Abba Yahweh is because they do not belong to Abba Yahweh. Because the world and the earth has two different stories. The book of Genesis 3 chapter verse 15. Abba Yahweh said to Satan, I will put an enmity between. Thank you, my beloved Fifi. I will put enmity, not enemy. Enmity between you and the woman. And between you, between your seed and her seed. And you shall bruise his head, and you shall break his heel. That's a prophecy. Those things must be fulfilled. Enmity. There will never be enemy. Abba Yahweh and Satan will never be friends. There is always be wars against. My beloved Shina, Abba Yahweh will put enmity, not enemy. There is a big difference between enmity and enemy. Your worst enemy can become your best friend. But your enmity can never become your friend, no matter what the circumstances might be. Are you seeing? So Satan is a greater enemy of Abba Yahweh. My friends, there is something. By Yahweh, we put enmity between Satan and the woman, and between your seed, Satan's seed, and the offspring of the woman. The offspring of the woman is YAHUSHUA MESSIAH. Because women don't have the seed. The men carry the seed. So if the men carry the seed, if Yahweh said that to Satan, that means Yahweh was already everything. But there's a lot of people who say, oh, Yahshua never called it in the Old Testament. But you don't understand the scripture anyway. How do you know? Yahshua is the creator. He's the one who created everything. Without Yahshua, there is no creation will be made. He created everything on the earth. My beloved Nikki, and I will put enmity between you, Satan, and the woman. The same woman you are using to destroy my plan, I will use the same woman also to destroy you. Hello? Hello? Anybody there? My beloved Christopher, corrections. And by Yahweh cause hostility, enmity between you, Satan, and the woman. And between your offspring and the woman offspring. The woman don't have no seed. The man has the seed. How can that be possible? Let me see my beloved Sabbath Shalom Baptist. And I, Yahweh, will put hostility, enmity between you, Satan, and the woman. And your seed and her seed. But woman don't have no seed. Woman doesn't have a seed. It will strike your head, and you will strike his heel. But women don't have no seed. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Let me tell you something. The same woman you use to destroy my plan for humanity is the same woman I will use also to destroy you. That's what I will say. You know, the same woman. You use Eve, I will use Miriam. Hello, how'd that sound? You use Eve, you use a woman to destroy my plan. I will use Miriam. Hello, are you there? Are you there? My friends, the book of Revelation 2 chapter verse 11. The book of Revelation 2 chapter verse 11. Let the unrighteousness continue to be unrighteousness. Listen carefully and take note. Revelation 2 chapter verse 11. Let the unrighteousness continue to be unrighteousness. And the vials continue to be vials. And the righteous continue to practice righteousness. And the set apart continue to be set apart. Listen carefully. I will describe things. Let the unrighteousness, that's the first one, continue to be unrighteousness. Let the vile continue to be vile. You see our people are on the streets, they are violence, sex everywhere. Let them continue to do what they are doing. Every sex with animals, men with men, women with women. Let them doing that. They will continue to do it. Nobody can stop them. Let's keep them going. Because that's the way the saints has already said. Let the righteous continue to practice righteousness. That's three categories. The fourth category means, and the set apart, let them continue to be set apart. So four categories of people living on the face of the earth. The first one is the unrighteousness. They're going to continue to do whatever they want to do. The second one is those people on the street. Those people who have sex with animals, men with men, women with women, and everything. They're going to continue to do the same thing. They're going to come in worse and worse and worse and worse. You know. And the third one, the righteous. Let them continue to practice righteousness. And those who are set apart, there's a difference between righteous and set apart. Those who are set apart, those who are ministry, those who should be do the will of Yahweh, those set apart must be keep on continuing to be lived on the set apart ways, on the set apart thing. The sanctification. Do not defile yourself with anything. Do not unclean. Righteous can be unclean, but the set apart cannot be unclean. Hello, you can do the right thing, but that doesn't mean you cannot be defiled. That doesn't mean you cannot be unclean. But when you are set apart, you cannot be defiled, you cannot be unclean. Because you are a vessel to honor, not a vessel to dishonor. There is in every house, there is two instances of vessel. One for honor and one for dishonor. Everywhere. You have a clothes to wear, to dress. You have a clothes to go to work. You have a choice. You have a car to drive when you go to work. You have a car when you're going to go to a party and you're going to go to a festival. You're always going to be that way. My friends. Now, let's see the book of Isaiah, 32 chapter verse 6. For a fool speak foolishness. Listen. For a fool speak foolishness. Is mind plot iniquity. Is practice unrighteousness, wickedness, and speak falsely about Yahweh, and leave the hungry empty and deprive it the thirsty of a drink. That's why the wicked people of the United States of America and everywhere on the world try to do. For fools, they are nothing but the fools. They speak foolishness and make evil plan to abolish all those working hard people, working 3 or 4 jobs to pay their bills. They can't even pay their bills. Now they're going to replace them by a robot, by a machine, by technology, because they're going to force you to take the mark of the beast. Because if they have no way of living, when they say, okay, give it to me, but don't take it. Don't take it. There's going to be other sessions for that. Not for now. It's up to you. For speak foolishness and make evil plan. They practice unrighteousness, wickedness, and spread false teaching about I YAHUWEH. They deprive the hungry of food and give no water to the thirsty. Yes, a fool speak foolishly and thinks of evil, thinks to do what he does and what they save and insulted to I YAHUWEH. Yes, insulted. The way they're acting, they insulted I YAHUWEH. I YAHUWEH create men to praise him, to worship, to cultivate the earth, to wash over the earth. They destroyed the earth. And now they try to replace men by a robot. Fools, because my Bible now, fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. They practice unrighteousness and spread false teaching about I YAHUWEH. Yes. They deprive the hungry of food and give no water to the thirsty. That's what they try to do. To deprive you. Because if you don't work, you have no work. Are you going to eat? Are you going to drink your water? Are you going to pay your bills? Are you going to place to live? Are you thinking about that? Whatever you say is the beginning of Yaakov trouble. It's not going to be the end. It's going to be the beginning. How many of you was ready for that? When we take the book of Isaiah, 32 chapter verse 6, the weapons of these scoundrels are destructives. The heart is filled to destroy the poor with lies, even when they plead of the need of justice. It's hard. Cruel people tell lies, they do evil things, and make evil plan to destroy the poor and needy, even when they beg for justice. How many of you ask for raise? Instead of to give you raise, they will place you by machine, by technology, by a robot. Think about what is taking place. That's the reason why only the wise will understand. Or you take the mark of the beast. If you are a part of the beast, you have no problem. But if you are not a part of the second beast, if you are not a part of this system, if you are a part of this wicked world, you're going to be in trouble. Because they're going to be targeted, especially Yahweh people, the children of Israel, the chosen one. They are the one they're going to be targeted. Not those who belong to them, but those who belong to Abba Yahweh. Because Satan knows those who are his, just like Abba Yahweh knows those who are his. But those who belong to Abba Yahweh, make sure you don't take it. My friends, a stupid person is evil. Satan is stupid. Isaiah 32:6. A stupid person is evil and does evil things. He plots to destroy the poor with lies. Oh, I'm going to make things better. Hello. When they destroy you. Oh, I'm going to make things better for you. Yes, they replace you by a machine. By a robot. By scientists, create them, invented them, just to destroy you. Because there's no such middle class. There's no such working class. That was exists, but not now. Daniel 11, chapter verse 35. Some of the wise will fall, so that they may be refined, purified, and made spotless, until the time of the end, for it is will still come at the appointed time. Hello? Daniel 11, chapter verse 35. Some of the wise will fall. Some of the wise will fall. Why they want to fall? Some of the wise will fall. Why? It's because so that they may be refined, they may be purified, and made spotless, until the time of the end. For it is still come at the appointed time. Everything Abba Yahweh has already appointed a time and a season. A time and a season for everything under the sun. Some of the wise will fall. Abba Yahweh has a reason why some of the wise will fall. Sometimes Abba Yahweh knows to see what's going to take place. He's going to spare you until the end, and you will rise again as Daniel. My friend, the wise will shine like the brightness of the sky, but the wicked will be more wickedly. And some think you are not Christopher. And some of the wise will fall victim, yes, to persecutions, and this way they will be refined and cleansed and made pure until the end of the appointed time. Some of the wise will be fall victim to persecution, and the way they will be refined. That's going to be happen for Abba Yahweh to refine you, for Abba Yahweh to cleanse you, for Abba Yahweh to make you pure until the end of the day, to ready to be ruled in His kingdom. He's not going to let you see what you have not able to see, because He don't want you to be a witness. So you're going to be a victim in the persecution. Don't be surprised. Whatever comes, if it's by the will of Abba Yahweh, let it be. The only one thing, be ready. Remember, the book of Psalm 51, chapter verse 7. King David said to Abba Yahweh, purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. When you take a shower, you think you clean yourself? No. You think you wash? Abba Yahweh has to cleanse you. Abba Yahweh has to purge you with hyssop. That's why King David said, Abba Yahweh, purge me with hyssop. That's a special soap Abba Yahweh has to purge you. And I will be clean Until Abba do not purge you with hyssop, you can take a shower 24/7. You will never gonna cleanse yourself. Abba Yahweh, a special ingredient for that. Wash me. You can wash yourself all you want. But guess what? You can never make yourself whiter than it snow. Only Abba Yahweh have the secrets. Satan doesn't know it. Are you there with me? There is so many things happen in this world. It's because humanity doesn't understand what's taking place. If they understand, instead of for them to rejoice, to party, celebrate all those pagan holidays, especially the Thanksgiving coming, millions of people in the United States of America is ready to celebrate Thanksgiving Day. But what is the secret hiding behind the Thanksgiving Day? Somebody rejoice and somebody are grieved. They are mourning for the loss of the loved ones. That's hypocrisy. That is wicked. That's unrighteousness. My friends, the book of Proverbs, 1st chapter verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase in learning. But a man of understanding so attends with wise counsel. Hello? A wise man will hear and will increase in learning. If you are wise, when you listen to another wise, you're going to be learned, you're going to be increased and become more wiser. And a man of understanding should attend into wise counsel. If you have understanding, and you have to attend for once wise. Remember, wise and understanding are two different things. That's why you have to ask Abba Yahweh to give you wisdom and understanding. You can have wisdom, but without understanding. The book of 1 Samuel, 24 chapter verse 13 stated, as say the Proverbs of the ancients, wickedness proceed from the wicked, but mire and shall not be upon you. My friend, listen. But the merry place thereof, at the march thereof, shall not be healed. They shall be given up to salt. Can you drink a salty water? But you can drink a fresh water, right? Just think about it. Samuel 24 chapter verse 13. I said the Proverbs of the ancients, wickedness proceed from the wicked. All the wickedness you see going on all over the earth, especially those living in the United States of America, Russia, Pakistan, India, China, Japan, and everywhere who have a weapon of mass destruction, they are come from the wicked. Why? About say, I create the wicked even for the time of the disasters. So there is no accident. Listen carefully. I say the proverb of the ancients, wickedness proceed from the wicked. Who create the wicked? Abba Yahweh. Abba say, I'm create the wicked for the time of disaster. So, no accident and no coincidence. The book of Ezekiel 47 chapter verse 11. But the water and the marshes and ponds along the shore will not be made fresh. They will remain there as a source of salt. Whatever as the fresh water, they're going to turn it into the salty water. Even you are thirsty, you are not going to be able to drink it because it's going to be salty. the wicked will be more wicked, because they're going to force you, push you over the limit for you to suffer in order for you to take the mark of the beast, to give up. But whatever the circumstance might be, don't give up. Depend on Abba Yahweh and put all your trust. Never depend on men. Never trust any man. Trust even yourself, but you don't even know who you are anyway. Trust no man and this earth. No one. Because you do not know who are those male and females. Because there is a transgender. You can see they dress as a woman, they are a man. They dress as a man, they are a woman. To trust no one in this earth today. Because men are so wicked, they want what is evil for good, darkness for light, bad for good. That's what they are doing today. Everywhere. The churches, the camp, the congregations, the synagogues, everywhere. School, everywhere. Out there, a man is a man because of the transgender that they force you to call her her. No, don't do it. Don't do it. If you do not know, you do not know. But if you know, he is a she or she is a he, say he. Because Abba was created as a man. So men try to make them look at a woman. But ends Abba Yahweh books, they are a man. And Abba book, they are a woman. Whatever they spend, different bathrooms, different this, mean nothing for Abba Yahweh. Don't trade your faith for the acceptance of this wicked world. Don't trade your faith for the acceptance of this wicked world. It's better to suffer now and you rejoice in the future. Have faith in Yahshua and believe in Abba Yahweh. And Abba Yahweh will always provide for you. If you spend 40 years, over 40 years, provide for the children of Israel, if you're going to spend 7 years, Abba can provide for you too. Look at the birds at the field. They are not working. Do Abba will provide for them? Do he feed them? Look at the lilies on the fields. They dress better than Solomon, King Solomon. The more witches, the more wise kings ever. Not Messiah, because Yahshua is not a man. So today, it's going to be the same. Abba will say, I am Yahweh, I change not. Abba is not a man, he cannot change. Neither Abba can change his mind. If Abba will promise something to you, believe me, he will give it to you. If you not receive it, that means something's wrong with you. My friends, Daniel 11 chapter verse 32 is stated, and they that understand among the people, soul and street, many yet they shall fall by the sword, and by the flames, by the captivities, and by day spoiled many days. My friends, a lot of things will be happens. The book of Daniel 11 chapter verse 33. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by the flame, by the captivities, and by the spoil many days. Listen, that's a prophecy. It's not come to pass yet. It should come to pass. Listen and listen carefully. Take a note. The book of Daniel, 11 chapter verse 32. That's a prophecy to come. It's not coming yet. It was told Daniel to close the book, keep it secret until the end of the time. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flames, and by captivities, and by spoil for many days. 4 times of destructions for those who will be understand. Daniel went through hell, and Nebuchadnezzar was doing the same thing to the three boys, the three men, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. My friends, there's going to be the wise, the understand, going to be instruct many. But at the same time, this shall fall by the sword. Some of you are going to get killed. And some of you are going to be killed by fire. And some of you are going to be kept in captivities, mean on the concentration camp. And some of you are going to be spoiled for many days. 4 type. Let me see what my beloved Christopher said. And the wise among the people shall make many understand. 2 for some days they shall stumble by sword, by flame, and by captivities, and by spoils of many days. So if Abba will do it, you know why? To save you, you must go into captivities. When Abba will want to save his people, he send them into captivity. But some of you are going to destroy anyway. That's why he says some of them will be fall by the sword, some of them by the flame, and some of them going to be in captivities and by the spoil of many days. That's a prophecy to come. They are not be yet, but they are on their way to be ready. Whatever you see, if it is about the will of Abba Yahweh, if you love Abba Yahweh, that it will be done. Don't force the nature. Don't fight with the wind. Just go according to the wind. Abba will say, if you love him, you will always obey him. Those who not belong to Abba Yahweh will never listen to the word of Abba Yahweh. Those who have insight amongst the people will give understandings to the many. Yet they will fall by the sword, and by flames, by captivities, and by spoils of many days. Those not taking place yet. It's coming. It's a warning. Because Abba Yahweh always foretold what is to come in order to be prepared, to knowing. Because Abba Yahweh always reveal his servant the secrets before things take place. In order for you to say, I do not know, but I take it because I don't receive no warning. There is a warning. There is a flag everywhere. Pay attention and listen to Abba Yahweh's words and follow the rules and regulation. Remember, no athlete can win a game without following the rules of the game. Now, the book of Psalm 107 verse 43. Who is wise and will observe this thing, even they shall understand the loving kindness of Abba Yahweh. Listen what King David said. According to the book of Psalm 107 and verse 43. Who is wise and will observe? Those who are wise will observe. When you are wise, you observe. Observe. Keep quiet. When the time is coming, we're speaking. Those it's wise and will observe those things without saying nothing. Observing. That's why you get 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more. You get 2 eyes, 1 mouth. Observe, watching what is going on. Be quiet. Even they shall understand the loving kindness of Abba Yahweh. The time is coming when everything will take place. Those who are wise will listen. Those who are not will be fooled. My friends, my beloved. Now, in the time of King Nebuchadnezzar, according to the book of Daniel 2 chapter verse 3, and the prince of the governors and the captains, the judges, the treasury, the counselor, the sheriff, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together with dedications of the image of King Nebuchadnezzar, the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Who is wise let him give head to those things. Let's give head to those things. And consider the loving kindness of Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah. Now, we're going to the book of Daniel, 2 chapter verse 3. That's the sequence. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurer. It's too long. Don't quote it. It's too long. Then the princes, the governors, and captain, the judges, the treasurers, the counselor, the sheriff, and all the rulers of the province were gathered together into the dedications of the image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king's head, set up and stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar has set up. So that means whatever you see, nothing new. Nebuchadnezzar do the same thing on the time of Daniel, when Daniel was in exiles and captivities in Babylon. So don't think it's something new. King Nebuchadnezzar set up an image. And you're going to see. Verse 4. Then an official stood up and announced it. People of every country, race, and language, now listen to the king comment. Listen carefully. Listen. The book of Daniel, 2 chapter verse 4. Then an officials stood up and announced it, proclaimed, people, every country, every language, everywhere, now listen to the king's comment. It's a king comment. You know? Verse 5, as soon as you heard the sound of the harmless flute, sargents, lyres, harps, pipes, and all kinds of music, you must fall down and worship the image of the gold that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Hello, listen carefully. Listen. Take a deep breath. You're going to hear something you never heard before. That the moment you hear the sound of the horn, flute, lyres, triggers, trumpets, baggages, and all kinds of music, you are to fall down and worship the golden image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. My friends, now we escape down. Let's see what King Nebuchadnezzar said in Daniel 3 chapter verse 15. I will give you one more chance. Who is speaking to the three men. You're going to see who the three men are. King Nebuchadnezzar said, I will give you one more chance to bow down and worship the statue I have made when you hear the sound of the musical instrument. But if you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. And then what God will be able to rescue you from the power of my hand. Listen, it threatened Meshach, Sabbath, and Abednego. If they refuse to bow down to the golden image he made, he's going to make sure he's going to throw them down to the burning furnace. They will not fear. They will not scare about it. Listen what they say to the king. The king said, if you are now ready, and the moment you hear the sound of the horn, the flute, the lyres, the trumpets, and all kinds of music, to follow and worship the image that I have made. Very well. You understand that? Very well. But if you do not worship, you will immediately be cast into the midst of the furnace of blazing fire. And what God is there who can deliver you out of my hand? That's all arrogance the king always been. Because Abba Yahweh made them to do things in order to test you, to know if you have a faith, if you will loyal to him. Listen. Now, the verse 16, Daniel 3 chapter verse 16. Listen what the three men say. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you and this matter. They say, King Nebuchadnezzar, Meshach, Sadat, and Abednego, they say to the king, I don't want to defend we don't need to defend ourselves before you and this matter. You are a man. So we are serving a living Yahweh. Verse 17, if we are thrown, they say to the king, if we are thrown into the blazing furnace, our Yahweh we serve is able to deliver us. Hallelujah. From it, and our Yahweh will deliver us from the majesty end of your hands. I don't care what you say. I'm not going to bow down to what you tell me to do. The Yahweh I'm served, if we are thrown on the lake of fires, on the blazing, because of our faith, our Yahweh we serve is able to deliver us from it. That's their belief, that's their faith. They don't afraid to lose their life. And the king tells them, if you not bow down to the golden image, I will immediately throw you into the furnace of the fire. But they are not feared. They are not afraid. They say, the king, we don't need to defend ourselves to you and this matter because of the faith. Verse 17, Daniel 3:17. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, our Yahweh we serve is able to deliver us from it. That's it. Every faith. Verse 17. But even, that's why they said to our Yahweh, even if our Yahweh doesn't, we want you to make you know that, Majesty, with all due respect, that we will never serve your gods and worship the God of statute you have set up. Hello? That's the God's faith. They are young, but they have belief. They have faith. They say to the king, but even if Abel do not withstand them, deliver us. But we want you to make you known to you, king, with all due respect. I will respect you. That's your comment. But guess what? We will never. I want to let you know. We want to let you know that, king, we will never serve your gods or you worship the God, the statute you have set up. Never. Meshach, Sadat, and Abednego. Verse 19. At this, King Nebuchadnezzar was filled with rage. You get 3 slaves to live in captivity and show you that way as a king? Hello. We don't care what you say, but we're not going to bow down to your grave image, to the God. As a king, the king raged, filled with rage, and the expression of his face changed toward Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. King Nebuchadnezzar commanded that the furnace be heated 7 times more than it was usually heated. He was so mad, so angry. He changed. He said, what? I'm a king, you talking to me that way? You say, you never bow down to my gods? Who think you are? He commanded them. He said, I want you to heat in the furnace 7 more times more. They are not afraid. They was not afraid of the king. They say, I don't care if you throw me away, but I will not bow down. That's an example to you tonight, to go thinking. My friends, there is so many things happen in our lives. Sometimes they always happen for a reason. Allah can put you in a situation that to test you to see if you really have faith, just like Job. Job never do anything wrong to Abba Yahweh, but he go to hell because Abba Yahweh knows when you serve him, you should be loyal, you should be faithful. But if you don't have no faith, you're going to be in trouble. If you need more faith, asking Abba for more faith. So even the king would say to Meshach, Abed, and Abednego, our wills hidden the fire 7 more times. That do not shake their faith. Today, have the same faith. Your name is not Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Your name is not Daniel. Daniel was thrown in the lake on the lion den because of his faith. They tell him, do not pray to Abba Yahweh. He said, who dare you are? You don't obey the king commandments either. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego said, King Nebuchadnezzar, we don't need to defend ourselves before you and this matter. I want to let you know, even if Abba, the Yahweh we serve, if you throw us on the furnace of fire, Abba Yahweh we serve will able to rescue them. And that's happening. The people, the kings, the officers, the most important people who join Meshach and Abednego with their tally, with everything, the tally, because they was pray to Abba Yahweh. They was have the tally. They was pray to Abba Yahweh. They bring them to the furnace of fire with everything, with their tally, with their robes, with everything. They throw them on the fire. Guess what? The people who throw them away on the lake of fire, the blaze is too hot, they kill them. But when they can say, may your God serve you, you serve, deliver you. He think it was funny. But Yahweh has the power. When the king gone, he look at, he said, but that was 3, but I see 4. One looked like the Son of Man. The king thinking the fire going to consume them. But instead of the fire to consume them, Messiah Yahshua was already there to protect them, to be the shield. When they get them out, they don't even smell at somebody they was put on the furnace of fire. But that was 3, but I see 4. The other one seemed like the Son of Man. When you have a faith, they believe they have a faith. Even you throw us because of our faith. We refuse to bow down to your golden image, golden statue. But I know the Abba Yahweh we serve is able to deliver us. Today, the same thing going to be happening. You are not Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, but learn from their faith. If you have the faith smaller as a mustard seed, you have nothing to worry about. But you have to just be wise as a serpent and be humble as a dove. Because Abba Yahweh sent you as a sheep on the middle of the wolves. Take heed, let no man deceive you and mislead you by their philosophy. For many should come and Messiah Yahshua name and will mislead many. So I think we're going to close to that, because you cannot eat too much. The more you absorb it, it's much better for you. Those verses you get to go, meditate on them, read them, close your eyes, let Abba Yahweh sing his word, what's going to be taking place, in order for you to prepare. As Messiah Yahshua said, I go to prepare a place for you. But if Messiah Yahshua go to prepare a place for you, he promised you he will coming back. What is our duty? What is our obligations? What we're supposed to be doing? We should be always pray, watch, and always be ready. Because nobody knows the time and the hours. Not even the angel. Only Abba Yahweh knows the time and the hours. He has appointed for all those things to take place. But it is a warning. Abba was command Daniel to seal the book, keep it secret. Now it's no longer a secret. Because whatever you see happen, the stage they set up is just the beginning. Every single person living in the United States of America will lose their job. The working family, they will lose their job. You will be your house. You will be on the street, or you will be begging for bread. But guess what? You never see a servant of Abba Yahweh begging for bread on the street. Never. You will never see that. Abba will always provide for his servant, and he will always provide for his servant. If Abba Yahweh can open up the Red Sea, he will rescue the children of Israel from the end of Pharaoh. If Abba Yahweh would provide for the children of Israel for over 40 years on the wilderness, if you're going to spend 7 years, that is nothing compared to over 40 years. If Abba can provide for the children of Israel for over 40 years, Abba can provide for you for your 7 years, for 5,220 days, Abba will provide for you and to your family and to your loved ones who are going to be with you. So be safe. May Abba Yahweh bless you. May Abba Yahweh, if you say to shower upon you, be gracious to you. Don't act foolish. If you don't need nothing, don't spend. If you don't need nothing, don't spend. Because it's a matter of time. Before you go to work, they say they don't need you no more. Because now there is a Uber, we don't need no driver. There is airplane, we don't need no pilot. They're working very hard to eliminate mankind. Remember, it's a man versus a machine. Men versus scientists. Satan versus Abba Yahweh creations. Men versus a robot. Which will is I am a robot. Remember that movie. But it was not a movie. It was a preview to come. Everybody look it as a movie, but it's a preview. Everything gonna be happen. Hollywood knows. They have the secret. They know the plans. They know things. They put it before. You think it's a movie. You watch it as a movie. 007. It was a movie. Mission Impossible. It was a movie. Exterminator. Robocop. All those, they are not movie. They are preview. So they are not. Exterminator. All those, you think they are movies, but they are not movies. They are a preview what's going to be coming. Mission Impossible, Back to the Future, all those things, your things, they are movie, but on the way, they are not movie. May Abba Yahweh be with all of you, because Abba Yahweh feed you enough. He said, don't feed them the more, because when you feed them the more, they're going to get lazy to heavy. May Abba Yahweh be with all of you. Who is wise, let them give heads, let give the head to those things, and consider the loving kindness of Abba Yahweh. My beloved brothers and sisters, I love all of you. May Abba Yahweh bless all of you. Meditate on Abba Yahweh. Those who really work for Abba Yahweh, take that to mind, thinking, and be wise as a serpent, and be humble as a dove. Because Abba Yahweh sent you as a seed in the middle of the wolves. They have a cheap clothing, but inwardly, they are vicious wolves. Remember that. Be wise. Don't be fools. That's a warning, a comment from Abba Yahweh, your creator. May Abba Yahweh bless you. May Abba Yahweh give you protections from everything. For those who go to work tonight, Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you to bless them, to protect them. For those Abba Yahweh who have any kind of problems, whatever they are, I'm asking you, Abba Yahweh, you are a just judge. You don't take no bribe from nobody. You just according to the righteousness. You see everything, you know everything. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you to rescue those who are in darkness, those who are willing to step out and to see the light. Show them the light. Because they cannot see the light without you to show them the light. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you, to all those who love you, to all those you are chosen out from the darkness, for all those you are chosen to do your will, for all those who try to please you, Abba Yahweh, not themselves, those who have been misled and deceived, now they try, they are little infants, they are still feeding according to the breastfeed, not solid food yet. Abba Yahweh, you know all them. Before you put them in the mother wombs, you already know them. Now is it time for you to make awakenings of your people, those who are written in the book of your life. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you to preserve them, to bless them, to secure them, and to be their shield just like you was covered up Abraham's into you. Be the shield of those who love you. Abba Yahweh, I'm asking you, everyone who help your ministries, if they quote a verse, they invite a friend, they invite a group, they do flyers, they give flyers, they're working for your ministry, they encourage people to know you about your son Yahshua Messiah and to observe the Sabbath day. I'm asking you, those people who are doing voluntary, it's not something somebody forced them to do. They are doing because they love you, they love your name, they love people to be saved. As you say, your passion is to lead others to repentance. About those who sacrifice themselves, who provides, donated whatever they can to your ministry, whatever a friend, whatever a club, those who serve into your ministry, I'm asking you to bless them, to protect them. Whoever who seek to heal them, whoever in need guidance, to guide them, whoever who are in need of provision, provide for them, because I know you are a provider. All those who are confused about it, give them a spirit of wisdom and understanding, what they can understand. Those who didn't drive Abba Yahweh for the week, I'm asking you to send your angel. Send Angel Gabriel, no matter where they are going, inside and out, to protect them, to lead them. When they are driving, let the angel driving. Even they are holding the wheels, let your angel Gabriel, I'm asking you, I don't pray you Abba Yahweh as your servant, to protect your people from all the from the enemies, because the world is ruled by evil. The world don't want to see your people. They go against your people. They race against your people. And they are intent to mistreat your people as you tell them, Abba Yahweh, please protect them, provide them, lead them, and hold them, and their feet cannot be hurt even on this stone. For you say you give them power and authority over all the power of the darkness, all the power of the evil spirit. No matter they can shake them, they can trample on the serpent, on the scorpion, on the snake, and they can drink even poison, and nothing can hurt them, because you give them that authority and power. In the name of Yahshua Messiah, Abba Yahweh, please listen to your servant as you ordain me appointment and order to proclaim the good news to your people. May you bless the new week to come for all those who are willing, Abba Yahweh, to listen and to follow your footsteps. I don't pray you. I'm asking you in the name of Yahshua Messiah. May Abba Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Abba Yahweh give his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you. May Abba Yahweh lift his countenance upon you and give you shalom. B'Shem Yahshua Messiah. B'Shem Yahshua Messiah, King of Shalom. B'Shem Yahshua Messiah, King of Shalom. In the name of Yahshua Messiah, the King of Shalom, Yahshua Messiah, Mikael, who holds the children of Israel as a protection upon this wicked system, this wicked world, who are ready to put you slave, to force you to take the mark of the beast, just like King Nebuchadnezzar was forcing Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego to bow down to worship, and the golden image is a setup. Don't. Abba Yahweh is with you. Abba Yahweh will always be with you. Abba Yahweh say, your mother and your father will forsake you or abandon you. Abba Yahweh, I will never, never forsake you and abandon you. If you keep your faith, present it, let Abba Yahweh lead you. Let Abba Yahweh provide for you. Let Abba Yahweh be in control of your life. Do not lean on your own understanding. Do not depend on no man. Don't even trust yourself. Trust 100% in Abba Yahweh, and Abba Yahweh will always provide for you, protect you, guide you, direct you to the right direction in the name of Yahshua Messiah. La light of good night. May Abba Yahweh blessing be with all of you. I am Messenger Daniel. Until next time, Shalom Aleichem. Peace be today. Sabbath Shalom to all of you. And let's say, I see you next week if the will of Abba Yahweh. Toda Rabba Yahweh. Lala Tov. Bless you. May Abba Yahweh be with you. I love every one of you. Now, Let's close. May Abba Yahweh be with all of you. Let's close. Yahweh be with you. Love all of you. Light up.